I pledge to stay drug-free.
I plan to stay drug-free.
I pledge to stay drug-free.
I pledge to be drug-free.
I pledge to stay drug-free.
And good afternoon. Welcome to Expose Under the Sun, sponsored by the Detroit Native Sun newspaper. I'm your host, Darwin Griffin, and we've got a very, very specially lined up group of individuals that's going to be on the show with me today. But again, our show is live. Our call-in numbers are area code 313-868-0342, 313-868-0351, or 313-868-4336. Again, you're watching Expose Under the Sun, sponsored by the Detroit Native Sun newspaper. Our website is www.tv33whpr.com. And you are watching us live from the awesome cities of Detroit, Michigan, under the auspices of the Honorable Mayor, Michael Duggan, as well as the phenomenal city of Highland Park, Michigan, under the auspices of the Honorable Mayor, Hubert Yap. And before we get started, I just want to make a couple announcements real quick. The A. Philip Randolph Detroit Downriver chapter is going to be hosting a Oakland County Redistricting Commission Town Hall meeting. And it's going to be held on Wednesday, tomorrow, June 16th, from 6:30 up until probably about 8:30. That's going to be at the Lathrop Village City Hall at 27400 Southfield Road in Lathrop Village, Michigan, under the auspices of the Honorable Mayor Kelly Garrett. As well as there's going to be a free food distribution that's going to be held on Wednesday, tomorrow, from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock at the Lord of Lords Baptist Church, which is located right at 9341 Chalmers. And that's just a little bit past Harper, right there near Harper, Hayes, almost before you get to Kelly Road. So they do the food distribution every Wednesday from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock. And trust me, there's a lot of good items that they disseminate out to the people that come by. So please go by there if you're in need of some food, or you know someone else that may be in need of some food items as well. But today, we're going to be talking about skilled trades. And a lot of people don't really realize there are a lot of positions that are out here for persons to do skilled trades. And I've got a couple of special guests with me today. My first guest that I have that I want to introduce is a gentleman. His name is Ron Merritt. Ron Merritt is a case manager, Access for All, and YouthBuild. Ron, thank you for coming on the show today. You're also with Michigan Works, is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay.
I am. Yeah.
And then a regular that comes on with me, usually he comes on, online, but Percy Johnson. Percy's a good friend of mine, been knowing Percy for years. Percy's the local 22 UAW CAP chairperson, as well as he also is the coordinator, the justice coordinator for the Liberty and Justice program that they do at Liberty Temple Baptist Church under the auspices of the president of the Council of Baptist Pastors, Dr. Bland.
Reverend Steve Bland. Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Now, Ron, tell a little bit about what you do as a case manager for Access for All.
So, as the case manager for Access for All, what we do is we identify those individuals that are actually trying to get an opportunity to go back into the workforce. In that opportunity, we provide them, with the application process, and with that application process, we get certain different documents that would actually assist them in going through the process. One of the things that we do is to help them with resume building and identifying certain goals. And so those goals must be, incongruent to what the barriers may be to get to those goals. And so then, of course, at that time, we're assessing them so that we can ultimately put them into an apprenticeship and provide a great opportunity for them.
So tell the different types of apprenticeship programs that you offer.
So presently, I work for Workforce Development Institute, and so presently we have a Access for All pre-apprenticeship construction trade program. It's an 8-week virtual program. We're talking about 16 hours virtually, and then on Saturday from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock, we meet in person, where we concentrate on the skills of, networking and relationships, things that are really crucial. In that actual program, there's also 4 credentials you can actually obtain. You'll have the North American Building Trades credential, which is a credential that will allow you to work not only in America but United States, Canada, Mexico, and in Europe. We also offer what we call a lead asbestos and silica and first aid CPR and the OSHA 30. With that program, we also speak to ex-felons, returning citizens. We'll also assist up to $1,500 in paying your tickets so that you are able to get to the work sites and obtain other credentials while you're in the program. A good thing about it, there's also a supportive service, wraparound service, where we also assist with actually supporting those that may have other issues, maybe it be child care issues or things of that nature as well. Ultimately, what we do in this program is try to get you into the construction trade as it leads to a unionized position. The other program that we have also is YouthBuild. YouthBuild, what I would say, is almost the sister program of Access for All. The only thing different in the credentialing is it's an OSHA 10 opposed to the 30. In this program, you have to be ages 18 to 24. We'll also, it's a paid experience as well. I teach the leadership in this component area, where we actually embrace the community with Robert Rules and Order, things to build up the leadership skills and assessments so that they are pretty much vigilant in the community as well. In this program, you can either come out with your certification in the construction trades, and you can get your GED or your high school diploma. So it's a great opportunity for those that need to try to get back engaged into the workforce that didn't quite, finish school. And right now we're hosting a virtual class as well. That's 10 weeks.
Okay. Tell, we've got a few minutes. Tell in terms of, say, where you are or how somebody can get in contact with you for more information.
So I'm located in Highland Park at 144 East Manchester at the Michigan Works Center. My contact information is 313-736-5272, and the email address is rmerritt.org.
Okay. Percy, I know you've recruited some people too, Ron, haven't you?
Absolutely. So I'm in the neighborhoods, and I hear a lot of parents 18 and older that are looking for the opportunity to get into the trades. And with some of the one thing that I like about SS for All, a lot of the students aren't really aware of what particular trade they want to get into. So by them going to SS for All, they expose them to all the various different trades. So by the time the individual gets through with their program, they have a better idea where they can focus on what core trade they want to pursue and what they want to pursue in. And then one of the other very helpful things that I really recommend at SS for All is the wraparound programs that they have for some of the challenging things with getting into your trades is having a valid driver's license, and that's been a struggling issue for our Detroiters and well, not just statewide, for some of our youth that are 18 and older, and they are able to for the ones who are challenged with getting to pay the tickets, they have a $1,500 that they're able to help them with the tickets to get their license reinstated, to get them valid driver's license. And then they also have the connections with the judges where they even waive some of the fees so that give that individuals that's been struggling with the driver's license to be able to get those valid driver's license so they can get into the trades. That's one of the strong requirements. And being in these construction trades, you are going to different work sites. Mm-hmm. So you're going to be driving, all over you get a job. Once you complete the job, then you got to go to the next job. And then not only that, you have to go to your different schools for your training. So having a valid driver's license is just one of the key issues that you kind of have to have.
Okay.
You know.
Now, one of the questions I want to ask you too is that if a person, do you test for marijuana or for other controlled substances?
Yes, we do. We test prior to getting into the program, and then we'll also do a random while you're in the program. So when you come out and you're ready to apply to the apprenticeships, we know that you're ready. You know. So yes, there will be, you know, intense. We use the MUST testing. So
What is that? That's an acronym, or is that?
yeah, what is yeah, it's a MUST system. So it's the trades use them, so
Okay.
we can't just go to Concentra or any, you know, those other places. But this is recognized through the, you know,
It's a
construction
database form. more or less.
database form. Yeah.
Okay.
We're getting
So
into
now this, you know, because I just want to make certain that we understand too. So you test by hair, or is it by urine, or how do you test for any type of, you know, that they may have in their system?
So it's a urinalysis. So we send them to the University Center at Receiving Hospital, and so that's where they actually perform that particular, you know, testing for them at that time. Then
And
we-
you say you do it randomly, so they
Yeah.
they could come in tomorrow and get tested tomorrow.
Yeah, well, within those 8 weeks, there's going to be a random, you know. So we do it prior to you coming into the program, you know, before you actually, you know, get your award letter. We want to make sure that you're ready for the construction trades, because you got to remember some of the, you know, equipment that you're dealing with is thousands and thousands of dollars and a big liability. So not even recreational, you know, drugs or no type of, you know, medical, you know, drug is you know, accepted into the trades.
Yeah, because I could imagine, you know, just like I think what I've talked with Raul, our next guest, is about, you know, if you're on the scaffold and you're doing some work, you don't want to have somebody that might be a little bit, you know, under the influence and drop something on somebody stories below, you know, that they might be working on a roof, or even to fall off
Hold up, yeah.
a roof, doing some construction work or something like that. So, you know, that's a crucial something right there.
It's a strong need for a clear head. Bottom line. So you by you dealing with different challenging heights in machinery, working over, you sometimes you're working 20, 30 feet in the air, and you have individuals under you. So that's another concern. So we need you at your best thinking in your mindset. So you know, you aren't, you know, waving the way you handling something by your mind being altered with a particular drug. And that's, you know, we hear drug testing with the trades, and that's really the core reason for the drug testing is the safety part of it.
And that's,
you know,
that's
it's
critical,
the safety.
right there.
It's the safety.
Okay,
You know,
we're gonna have to have you two back on again. This little time went by real fast, but I've got another special guest to come on. So again, this is Ron Merritt, case manager, Access for All, YouthBuild, and this is Percy Johnson, UAW, Local 22, CAP chairperson, and also Dr. Stephen Bland's right-hand person over there at Liberty Temple Baptist Church.
Yes, sir.
All right. Stay tuned. I've got another special guest. His name is Raul Zamaran. So stay tuned. We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back with you.
Last year we played with no fans, just quiet, empty stands.
It wasn't the same. We want you all in the game.
So step up to the plate and make sure you're safe.
Want to take a swing at COVID-19?
Get your vaccine.
The COVID vaccine is safe and effective, and it's available now.
Not only can you listen, you can watch. 107.3 WVIE, Virgin Islands. Have your own show and be seen and heard in the Virgin Islands, Detroit, and worldwide. RadioWeCanSee.com, a Watkins Broadcasting Company. Block time is available. Call now, 313-868-6612.
And we're back again. I've got another special guest. I hope you enjoyed the first half of our show. But now we're, I guess, looking at Raul Zamaron. He's an organizer with Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers, Local 2 of Michigan. Raul, thanks for coming on the show today with us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, talk a little about what do Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers, what do they do?
So with the union itself, what we do, we represent our workers, right? And we represent tile, terrazzo, restoration, refractory, cement, and tile. What bricklayers do is actually they construct walls. Any wall, or buildings, or store, or schools. All the masonry walls are all built by our contractors. The tile, obviously, everything that's all the schools, all the tile work, all the cement work, that's also done by us. So anything that's visual, that's pretty much done by us. Anything that's masonry and visual.
So now you do a lot of the construction. So buildings, bridges. I mean, how in depth do you go when it comes down to bricklayers? Because I see sometimes you're riding down the street and you'll see the bricks right there on the sides of the bridges, on the expressways.
Correct. So everything from residential to commercial to industrial. As a matter of fact, myself, I worked industrial for 12 years. I worked commercial for 12 years, and I worked industrial for 12 years. So, for instance, when you go to the Rouge plant, the old Rouge plant, which is currently now AK Steel, inside the cylinders there, they're all lined inside. They're lined with brick, so to protect from the extreme heats. Yeah.
So you also do like the chimneys?
Chimneys as well, that's correct. Yes.
And so now, what are your qualifications that you look for in potential people to go through a journeyman program or an apprenticeship program through Bricklayers?
Well, if you don't have any experience, obviously we're looking for experienced bricklayers and experienced cement tile. But if you don't have any experience, what we're looking for is someone who is hardworking, willing to pay attention, willing to be aggressive. In other words, not just lay back and wait for someone to call you. If someone reaches out to me and call me, if I don't return your call, simply call me back. I'll definitely will call you back. But you got to be persistent. When I first started in this trade, I was between jobs. I was going to get laid off, and I went to the next job, and I just kept coming back every day for 4 days until finally they put me on the wall. So yeah, you got to be persistent. You got to pay attention. You got to be on time. That's punctual is very important. A lot of these young people, for some reason today, they're always on their phone, and they're more prone to not be on time. So it's very important, very important.
And so now, what Ron was mentioning about the programs to assist with persons that, let's say, have tickets, do you have programs like that for your bricklayers to go and help with paying tickets, or if they may
No,
have
that's
had?
something more that's through probably their program or the city, but no, we don't assist with that. We do help them out in other ways. When we get you a job, yeah, you should have a license, but it's your responsibility to get to the job site. Preferably you have a license, but there are people who don't have licenses and they prefer not to drive or whatever. They drive in with someone, perhaps, or maybe get dropped off. That's your business. If you don't have a license, that's your business. We prefer it. We ask for it. And when you come to the apprenticeship program, we ask that you have a license. That's what is a requirement to enter the apprenticeship program. But to go to work, that's up to you. It's your responsibility to show up on time.
Okay. And then now, just as I asked Ron about drug testing, you do the same thing, I'm assuming, with your bricklayers.
Right. We are involved in the MUST program. The MUST program is management and union serving together. That's what that is. And it's all the trades together. Say
that acronym again.
MUST, management and union serving together.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's over 20 different unions, and each union represents several trades. Like, for instance, ours are the bricklayers. Like I said, we represent the tile, terrazzo, various. So there's a lot of job opportunities in each single union. And we're all participating in that MUST program. And like they were saying, it's not so much about you're invading your privacy or invading your rights. It's not about invading your rights. It's about safety.
Okay. Yeah. And so now, is there any aptitude tests that that your bricklayers would be required to go through or to take a test?
We currently don't have an aptitude test. We used to have an aptitude test, but we eliminated it because we're trying to bring people into the trades. We've done several things where we've lowered our initiation, we've lowered our dues. We no longer have the aptitude. You still have to apply. You still have to have two character references. You still have to have your GED, your high school diploma, and a valid Social Security number to enter the program. Our program is 12 weeks long. Once you finish, we provide you with all the necessary tools for free. The school is absolutely free, and we're bringing this on to teach people about the union and what the union is all about, and therefore, because we're investing into the student, it's in our interest to find them work. So we will find them work. And
now,
I'm sorry.
You mentioned about union. I just want to touch back on that.
Okay.
How important is it for a person to be in a union?
Well, many people don't realize what the union has done throughout the decades, and actually in the past centuries, is we fought for, and I mean we because anyone in the union has at one point or another fought for our workers. So we fight for labor laws. So many of the labor laws that we have in place today, people take for granted, think that this was just given to us by the government, or I don't know, they just think it miraculously just came up. No, it was the hard work of organized labor that helped push these laws. Laws like, for instance, the 40-hour work week, the 8-hour a day and 5-day work week, which in essence, if you think about it, the weekends were brought to you by the unions. That as well as Social Security benefits, paid vacations, fringe benefits. Also, we've also fought for civil rights as well, hand in hand. For instance, we fought for anti-discrimination laws, child labor laws. Back in the past, if you look at the history books, there were children at 8, 9, 10 years old working in dangerous jobs, steel mills and ovens and mines. And a child should be nurturing. They should be nurtured to adulthood. They should be going to school, and that's what the unions believe, and that's why we push for those laws.
And then the same thing too. There's some things that children can do at that age, but then there's other things that adults can do better because of the dexterity, the mental competency, to be able to react to things a lot different than say an adult might. That's the reason why children can't get driver's license at that early age like that. So, Raul, tell in terms of say now, when we're looking in terms of say at the people that come to work for you, is there work all throughout the year? Because when you're talking about putting bricks up, you may be talking about putting bricks in the outer portion, of a building.
Right.
But I know you were saying there could be some things that can be done inside. But because of the fact that we're talking about in Michigan, where the weather gets kind of inclement, you got snow and things like that, there's opportunities in other states that somebody could go and learn bricklaying here and then possibly apply that same trade in places like California, Florida, Texas, something like that.
Correct. Well, it does slow down. It doesn't completely shut down as far as for the mason industry. Sometimes they put plastic up, insulate, and heat the places. So sometimes there's a lot of interior walls as well. Like many of the schools, a lot of those walls are built during the winter. The interior walls. So what they do, they either put plastic or they built the shell first so they can work in the inside. And or when things slow down, or if there's, for instance, the last recession, the union worked on placing a lot of people in other states that were looking for bricklayers or looking for tile or terrazzo or for cement finishers. We all the trades are a part of an international union as well, so which allows them to travel all over, and their benefits are reciprocated back to their home local.
Now, talk about some of the income potential that bricklayers could look at.
How much they can make?
Correct.
It depends. You can make anywhere between 70, 80, 100,000 perhaps. It depends. How aggressive you are, how much you want to work. There's people that want to work, until it gets cold, and then they take the time off, the winter off. They choose to take the winter off because it's cold, and they just. They may go hunting, they may go down south or whatever. Myself, I worked year-round. I ranged anywhere between, when I was an apprentice, somewhere around 50, 40, 50, and that was back in '94. And guys high as $90,000, $100,000.
So in the few minutes we have left, Raul, so now if a person, let's say maybe a returning citizen, do you look at those individuals that could have an opportunity to come into the bricklaying program or an apprenticeship program and get gainful employment
For sure.
as bricklayers?
For sure. As a matter of fact, I've actually have gone to Purnell down in Jackson, where they program, where I've tried to recruit before, and we've brought in people in who are returning citizens, and they assimilate very well. I mean, they've paid their debt to society. They probably just got a bad break back when they were younger. Why not? You know what I mean? They need to still support their families and support their lives and continue on with their lives.
So if somebody wanted to get into your program, give your contact information, please.
My name is Raul Zamran. Telephone number is 313-587-4913. And also my email address is Raul, that's RAUL .Zamron, ZAMARRON @bricklayers.org.
Now, look into the camera and give why you would say, give a little 1 minute spiel about why somebody should want to be a bricklayer.
Well, if you're one of those people who are a visual person like myself, when you finish a product, you stand back at the end of the day, and you know you've worked a hard day, you know you've put a good day's work, you know you're getting a good salary, and you look back and you look at your product and you say, "That I built that." Like for instance, I go to downtown Detroit, I look at Comerica Park, or I look at Ford Field, and I say, "This is what I worked on." See that particular wall right there? That's where I worked on. And not only are you a contributor to society, but you actually help build the city itself.
So there's pride that you take in the fact that when you ride down the street and look at buildings, like you say, Comerica Park or other places, you could tell your children or your grandchildren, hey, dad, granddad had a part in that building being erected.
That's correct.
That's awesome right there, because I could think the same thing with Ron, and some of the folks that go through his program probably could do the same thing. Some of the construction trades people can look at buildings and think about the same thing that hear dad or mom for that fact. Now that's another thing too, just real quick. Now this could be for males and females could go into this program, correct?
We do have females in our union. We do have students right now at the school who are learning our trade. And we provide, not only we provide training, once you finish your program, the apprenticeship program, we provide health insurance and 2 pensions, and as well as a savings account. And most of all the other trades, they all offer some kind of pension, which is important because this is hard work. You're going to at one point reach a point in your life when you say, I'm done. And you want to have a plan in place, and most people don't save any money. So this is
this gives them a plan in place that they can do.
Exactly.
Raul, we definitely have to have you back on the show again too. Yeah. Percy Johnson, Raul Zamran, as well as Mr. Ron Merritt. I want to thank you all for being on the show today. If you'd like to get a copy of the Detroit Native Sun newspaper, you can contact Ms. Valerie Lockhart at 313-457-5944, and you can pick up a copy of the Detroit Native Sun newspaper at your local Kroger supermarkets as well as other outlets. Again, stay safe, stay masked up, observe the social distancing. Peace. Have a blessed day.